So, David,
Do I look at
you're the founder of World Peace 2020.
Yes. Yes, I'm the founder. Yes. Nobody's ever said that.
Can I ask you, why 2020? Why not 2015? Why not 2017? Why not 27?
Well, if we could have world peace by 2007, if you've got a good plan, I'd like to hear it.
So what can be achieved by 2020 then?
By 2020, well, okay, no. Being serious about it, I think 2020 is a nice number.
Right.
I mean, if you're going to choose a number sometime in the future, I mean, 2020, it's got lots of connotations, associations to 2020 to do with, you know, vision, having good vision.
So tell me what those
No,
visions would be.
Mm-hmm.
What would those visions be? Tell me about 2020 then.
Well, the beautiful thing about it is that anybody who's actually wanting to envisage it can. So it's not actually limited to one person's imagination. So it's not as if I know what 2020 world peace could look like. No, actually I haven't even allowed myself to think that too much. It's just an exercise, it's like a thought experiment. Have you heard of thought experiments?
Yep.
No, like Einstein thought experiments. In order to try and explain, or in fact even to explore the idea, what you do is you just come up with like parameters of thinking to assist him. So, so for 2020 it's like a thought experiment. You just imagine, if we're going to create an opportunity for world peace, like for example for next week, if we want to create that opportunity for next week, I mean we have to do something about it. But that has to be quite extreme, to create an opportunity for world peace for next week. I mean that's quite tricky. It's quite demanding. So the trick about doing something for 2020 is it gives us space to actually realistically come up with something, an opportunity for world peace. Because it's not going to happen for next year, it's not going to happen the year after, and so on. So the trick is, how far ahead can we potentially conceive of for us to work towards? So you don't actually want to have a fixed idea of what it is, and as we get closer to 2020, it becomes more realistic, and therefore we start having to actually discuss and compete with what actually the vision could be.
Can you
Does that make sense?
explain to me how your website makes a contribution towards this direction towards world peace?
Well, the website is a kind of an attempt. It's an attempt. Because I don't think now, I mean it's 2006 when we're recording this, and the few people that do visit it don't quite understand it or can't quite understand what they have to do to access it or to use it. And so therefore the only people that can possibly access it are ones that have got sufficient breadth of vision and imagination to think of it as being useful.
Are you not really interested in having a mass engagement with your website?
Well, I can't see how that could happen. I mean, there's a blog. If somebody wants to use the space to have their own blog, there they can. What I can imagine is that at some stage, if somebody's interested in doing something more actively about creating the possibility for World Peace 2020 directly, if they're actually like, I'd like to think about this, I'd like to contribute towards it in action, or just think about it, and these are my thoughts about it, then they have space there, they have a forum, and they can write what they think about it, think about the possibility. They can also try and do something that they do in real life, like have a chat, talk to people about the possibility, and then they can record that result. And that's the way it can be useful. It's to do with what people do, and then they record, and they have some way of actually putting the results of their thinking and their actions down. So for it to be a realistic opportunity, everybody on the entire planet, when 2020 occurs, they actually have in their heads the idea that, wait a minute, world peace might occur this year. But is it possible for everybody on the entire planet to have 2020 world peace? That is, what year are we in? 2020? something might happen this year. That's all. That'll be one of the conditions. I mean, everybody, billions of people, every single one of them. So that's just involves advertising. That just involves sticking, mentioning here, passing on to the ground, just saying 2020 world peace, just having a billboard, just
So you
having it
think
somewhere in their heads.
there's like a sort of critical mass point, if enough people say it and believe it, then it happens?
No, that's just one of the conditions, because that means there's an expectation, and there'll be some that are more active